Hey everyone, this is Pedro here from Cavietta Quarter Horse and Cattle Company. So I want to introduce you guys. Some of you may know him already. This is our one of our horses here on the ranch. His name is Navajo. I just want to give a quick story over something that I just found a kind of a solution to. I've had some problems with him. These were problems with his front feet that were reflecting in his face and in the movement when he rode. It was very uncomfortable. So I quickly discovered that he was running, loping, doing everything that he did on his front end. Very forward, kind of heavy in the face. Mostly to the left side than the right side. And after talking to several trainers, as we do, give each other advice and try to help each other troubleshoot some problems, I was able to troubleshoot that his front feet, he was longer on the inside in the medial than he was anywhere else, so therefore his hoof was growing to the outside, right? And everything that he was doing when I was riding him, everything was reflecting in his face. Okay, he was heavy to the left. He was just really awkward, very forward. Okay, and after trimming him one time, trying to get him back to normal, I was able to talk to the vet. He was out here doing some coggins and some stuff, and I asked him to take a look at him. Our vet is very knowledgeable and a good vet, and he found some issues there in his knee. His knee was kind of tight. He couldn't quite pick it up or stretch it out as far as he should have, because we were trying to correct his hoof, right? But I felt like there was more to the puzzle than just that. So we gave him some time off. Didn't really mess with him a whole lot. Due to the fact that he's one of our horses, he kind of went on the back burner. So we put him on the back burner, and every once in a while we would take him out for a Sunday stroll, like they say. And then we were able to talk to a good friend of ours, Miss Darlene Flanagan, from, and I'll probably butcher this so my wife can correct me. What was it?
Renaissance.
You can edit that, right?
No. Renaissance Equine Therapy.
Renaissance Equine Therapy, there you go. I'm not good with names, as you guys know. So she came out earlier, and this horse, I felt like there were a lot of holes in him. In my, when I brought him along and started him, I felt like I probably left a lot of holes open. He was always very boogery. He was always very uptight about his face anytime you went to approach him. Just a few hours ago, when we took him out of his stall, he was very, very uptight, And again, I'm sure it was more of a muscle thing. And she was kind enough to come out and see us and work on him. So from the moment that we put him in our cross ties or in our wash pit, she wanted him loose so he can move around if he wanted to. She started working on him, and of course, she has a very gentle approach, very understanding, very she accommodates the horse and makes it as easy of an experience like a true horsemanship would, and very understanding with him. She started up here in his pole. Anytime before today, he was very uptight. Anytime he touches his ears, as you can tell, he kind of moved around for a minute. But anytime you would reach for him, he would pin his ears back and just kind of avoid you at all costs. She started up front, ears. He would do that, but 100 times worse, and kind of try to walk away from you. And then she just kind of worked her way back and all the way to the tail. After, I would say, what, maybe 20 minutes into the session, I saw a big change in facial expression in him. So what we were able to find out is he had to make up for everything he was lacking down here with his whole front and upper side of his body, if that makes sense, because he wasn't able to walk true like he's used to walking normal footsteps. He was crooked. He couldn't, you know, his tendons, suspensory, knees, that couldn't support him good enough. He had to make up for it with every other muscle that runs in his shoulders, all through his neck, all the way up to his pole. And he was always very uptight. You go to reach for him, he was always like, don't touch me. That's not comfortable. But just, I guess she was probably here an hour and a half, maybe. Just with that quick massage all throughout his body, she was able to loosen him up a little bit and pinpoint some of those spots. And I have a completely different horse. So where I'm going with all this advice, and it's not necessarily just a plug for Miss Darlene. She is very, very good with horses and very good at what she is and does, as far as working with horses. But my overall goal for this message here is, if you guys are having problems with a horse and it's reflecting in their face, it's always a good idea to go back and check the foundation of the horse. Start from the legs up, troubleshoot it, make sure that's something that's not out of line, so you don't end up with these results in the future. And again, Miss Darlene has done a really, really good job with this horse. You know, just with one session. She's gonna come out and hopefully do a few more. But I hope this is helpful to some of y'all. I know this is not the only horse I've worked with that I have seen these issues with. We've dealt with them before. We were never able to put our hands on that problem to the fullest. So I think that's it for now. This is Pedro Torres again from Cavietta.